A few weeks ago, I made what was my biggest trade of the year up until that point. I talked about it, I showed it, and I moved on. But I didn't expect to be saying this so soon, but I broke that record. Today, I'm going to show you the trade that did it. The morning started the same way it always does. I marked the 4-hour range on Bitcoin, high and the low of the first 4-hour candle that formed that day, New York time, fully closed before I put a single line on the chart. I've done this so many times at this point, it's automatic. So then I dropped down to the 5-minute chart and I start watching. Bitcoin was trading inside the range, just moving around. Nothing was happening as yet. And then it started to push toward the range high. I watched it climb, touch the level, push above it, and the candle closed outside. Anyone can see a candle break a level. What matters is what happens next. The next candle started forming and I watched it carefully. It opened above the range high and then price started pulling back and then it closed back inside the range. Right there, that's my signal. But before I do anything else, I need to check the MACD, and the MACD was negative. When the MACD is negative, that means that the signal line is above the MACD line. This orange line you can see right here above the blue line. That means it's negative. That means the trend is a downtrend. So momentum was already pointing down even as price was trying to push higher. That right there was the divergence between what price was attempting to do and where momentum actually was. The setup was saying short, the momentum was saying short, so I go short. I put my entry on the close of this candle inside the range right here. Stop loss went at the high of the breakout candle, the very top of this failed move, because if Bitcoin went back up there, then I was wrong and I need to get out immediate. My take profit was set at 2R. That means it's twice the risk. Same target it's always been. Then Bitcoin dropped. Strong red candles, barely any pullback, each one closing lower than the last. I was watching it move and remember thinking, just let it run, don't touch it. You've done everything right up until this point. So it hit the 2R target and I closed the trade. And I sat there for a second and I was just looking at the number on the screen, $22,187 from one trade on a Friday morning. I didn't add to it, I didn't move the target, I didn't do anything clever. I just followed the same rules I always follow and the market paid. That was my biggest trade of the year. And the reason I'm bringing that up isn't a brag, is because of something I think about a lot when it comes to trading and risk. And I must remind you guys, these results aren't typical and trading involves serious risk. So there's a trader on YouTube that I've watched for a while who talked about something that stuck with me. He was describing his experience of being up $250,000 unrealized on a single trade and then not taking any of it off the table. And by the time it was over, he was down about $50,000 on that same position. Up $250,000 profit just turned into a loss. And his reflection on it was simple. He didn't know when to get out because he didn't have a fixed target. That story lives in my head rent free, as they say, because the temptation when a trade is going your way is to keep moving the target. It's going to 8, so let me aim for 9. It's going to 9, so let me aim for 10. And then it reverses and suddenly you're watching a massive winner turn into a loss in real time. And there's nothing you could do about it. You had the money and then you didn't. My target on this trade was 2R from the moment I entered. I didn't change it, and when the trade started working, I didn't get greedy. The target was the target. It hit, I closed it, and I walked away up $22,000. There will always be another trade, is what most beginners forget. The market opens again tomorrow. You don't need to squeeze every last dollar out of one position at the risk of losing what you've already made. The discipline of knowing when you're done is just as important as knowing when to get in. By the way, if you're looking to start to put this into practice, Exness is the platform I trade on. It's clean, the execution is solid, and there's genuinely no barrier to getting started. You can open an account with as little as $10 and start building real experience on a real platform. So the link will be down below in the description and in the pinned comment. Also remember, the trade doesn't end when the market moves in your direction. It ends when you close it. You need to know when that is before you even open it, because when trading, it's either you're losing money or leaving money on the table.